EMS Institute. My name is Leslie, and I am the Director of Hybrid and Blended Learning. Thank you for choosing such a challenging yet rewarding beginning to your career. My office is located at our Carver campus. My office hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. Email is the absolute best way to get a hold of me, but please be patient as I will get back to you as fast as I can. So what is blended learning? Blended learning is the combination of online learning for your didactic portion of your course blended with the hands-on skills training provided here on campus at National EMS. What the blended learning component does is it offers you the flexibility to choose when and where you study the educational components that blends with the skills training face-to-face with your instructors. Okay, so let's get into a little bit about the layout of your hybrid course. So your program is broken down into 6 weekly modules. Within each weekly module, you're going to have lectures, PowerPoints, quizzes, virtual ride-alongs, and case studies. It's important to complete all of your module work first before you attempt the quizzes, so that way you can make sure that you do get the best grade possible. In regards to the quizzes, it's important to know that if you decide to work with a partner on your quizzes, you cannot print them out, and that the online learning system will be issuing you the same questions but in a different order. This is designed to prohibit any sense of cheating. During your 6 weeks, you're going to be coming across case studies. These case studies were specifically written to enhance the didactic component of this course. Those are open forum type discussions, those are hand scored, and they reflect approximately 20% of your grade. So it's super important that you take a look at those case studies, and when you do, that you extend your thinking beyond the margins of the textbook. It's also really important to understand that each individual block represents a pathway, and it's important that you follow that pathway throughout the week to get to the week's end. The pathways are important because it contains all of the information that you need to complete sequentially for that week. Also within the pathways, you'll see which components of that pathway have benchmarks that you have to meet before continuing on. It's important to not jump around from week to week to week, and that you must complete the week module before moving on to the next one. With the didactic portion of the blended program online, you can expect to be working anywhere between 25 and 35 hours per week on the online modules. You can definitely work at your own pace. That's one of the main reasons the blended programs are so successful. But please make sure that you do complete all of your work within that module by the following Monday at midnight. So the following Monday at midnight is when your module will close for the week. You must have all of your section exams and your chapter post tests completed before that deadline in order to open the next week. It's important to know that you need to be using Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge are not supported by the Jones and Bartlett Learning Platform. Please make sure that you enable cookies and JavaScript so that you can get the best possible experience. Next, we're going to talk about expectations. Most importantly is coming to class prepared to learn, making sure that you're at class on time, every time, meaning you are required to have 100% attendance. Also, make sure that you are at class on time. Tardiness is not acceptable in this class. Those are state mandated requirements for us. Also, when you get to class, make sure you sign in and sign out. Very, very important that we have these records on file. When you do come to class, make sure you're in your proper uniform. It's very, very important for the professional aspect of the class. Also, on a side note, please make sure that you do not wear your uniform with the logos on it outside of the class. Passing scores. You need to have an 80% on your online didactic portion in order to pass. In your practical skills training component of the course, you must have a minimum of 83% to pass. It's important to keep in mind that cheating is strictly prohibited. Now we're going to touch on some of the regulatory components of this program. There will be no harassment, bullying, or intimidation allowed on campus property at any time or in the online forums as well. If you do feel as if you are being harassed or intimidated or bullied, please see your instructor and let them know. Also, if you're 18 years of age or older, please keep in mind that we cannot speak to a parent or anyone else on your behalf without a signed release form. That's actually a federal law. Also, too, it's important to know that if you have a current IEP or 504 plan, you must send a copy of that to me, and then we can make arrangements for whatever accommodations that would be needed. Get comfortable. We have a video for you that is going to take you through the online program step by step, giving you some helpful hints and tips. Also, this introduction video will also be embedded into your course materials, so you can review it at any time to get clarification on that. Okay, so this is your Navigate login page. The web address is www.jblearning.com, and your username and your password have been initially set up for you. Your username is the email address that you sent us in your paperwork, and the default password that we have set is password with a capital P 1. So after you put the email and the password in, you're going to click Login. This will take you to Student Dashboard. Once you get to your Student Dashboard, you'll see that you have 8 tiles. These 8 tiles take you through the individual pathways of the course. It's important that if your dashboard does not look like this, please send me an email right away and I will get that fixed. The only 2 tabs that you should have open are the 2 Jones and Bartlett tabs. One is the initial Jones and Bartlett tab when you launched the course, and the second is the assignment that you're working on. It's very important that these 2 be the only tabs that you have open, because anything more or less than this will interfere with the connection. Another very important piece, if you notice in the upper right corner of the blue section of this slide, there is a course ID. The course ID is absolutely key when you send me an email to include that course ID in the subject line. Please note that this is not your course ID on this slide. Each particular course has a different combination of letters and characters. Once you open up your pathway, you will see the list of lessons. To access these lessons, just expand the function to open the pathway, read the instructions, and click on an assignment to get started. This will open up your lesson pathways. Within your lesson pathway, it'll show sequentially what you need to be completing for that week. Ebook quizzes are required. Even though you may have purchased the physical book, you do have to complete the ebook quizzes. In order to access the ebook quizzes, launch the ebook for each chapter and scroll through to the ebook quiz, highlighted with a green star. The interactive lectures are required. To access those, simply click on the link. Optional is if you want to download your book onto an MP4 and listen to the book. However, it is important to note on that you do have to download each chapter individually. To access the ebook, what you want to do is click on the chapter of the ebook that you want to open. And once it's open, it's really important to know to only keep the tabs open that the course launches. Throughout the book, you're going to see green stars in different locations. Green stars are called knowledge checks. Knowledge checks are optional. It's a great resource for helping you to study throughout the course. However, these particular knowledge checks do not cross over into the gradebook. Next, we're going to talk about the ebook quizzes. Those are also highlighted by a green star. That green star is located next to the prep kit section of the ebook quiz. Once you navigate through the end of the chapter, you need to click on the green star in the corner of the prep kit page. This will launch your required ebook quiz. And also the required ebook quiz does cross over into your gradebook. When you open the ebook quiz, it's going to bring you to a start screen. Once you have the start screen, you're going to click the start button. That's going to bring you to this screen. This screen is going to launch the ebook quiz. The ebook quiz gives you 2 hours to complete 20 questions. Read your question, select your answer. When you select an answer, the next button will turn green, allowing you to move on to the next question. When you complete the last question, go ahead and click the Submit Assessment button, and that will bring you to the next slide in which you have to confirm your submission. This is very important that you click on the button, yes, that you want to submit your assessment. Once you submit your ebook quiz, it will bring you to the assessment summary. The assessment summary gives you the breakdown of your quiz that you just took. A minimum passing score is 70%, or the section exam will not open. Ebook quizzes can be attempted multiple times to reach the 70%. You must close to exit the assessment. This is how your grade is recorded. Do not close the browser tab. There's also the interactive lecture portion of the course. Within the lesson pathway, click on the interactive lecture, and the following screen will display. Down the bottom in the center of the page, you're going to click Enter, and that will begin the lecture. When you access the module, the default setting will have it listed as incomplete, if you notice in the center of your screen in yellow. Once you complete the module, that will change. Once the module is launched, you'll notice that the system opened a new tab for you. Very, very important to only have open the tabs that you are working on. Knowledge checks are embedded in the lectures, and they will come up about every 3 to 5 slides, and they are questions that must be answered correctly in order to move on to the next slide. At the end of your lecture, it will bring you to a module quiz. The module quiz must be completed in order to earn your credit for the lecture. It must be done in one sitting. If you close the browser now, you will have to complete the entire lecture again. So what that means is, as you're going through your lecture, if you need to stop, you must stop before you reach the module quiz. Meaning if you have 100 slides in your lecture, and if you need to stop at slide 50, the system will bookmark you at slide 50. If you begin your module quiz and you have to step away, you will have to complete the entire 100-slide lecture once you open the module quiz. Once you complete the module, it's very important to close module via the tab on the screen. Do not close the browser tab. If you close the browser tab, your work will not be registered. It's going to ask you if you want to exit the module. Click on OK and it will exit the module. Then this will be the next screen that you have. Your module status is now updated to complete. Click Premier Access to be returned to the lesson pathway. Make sure you do not close the browser tab. To see your score, simply click on Reports and Grades. Click on User Report, and then your grade is now available in the grade book. Very important to know, do not attempt to access your assignments on the gradebook page. The Learning Module System will bring you to the assignment and let you complete it. However, it will not record it. Again, do not attempt to access lessons from the gradebook page. Simply use it to verify your scores only. This concludes the tutorial on the Jones and Bartlett Learning System. Make sure to email me any questions and concerns that you have, because your success is definitely my priority, and I really want your experience to be fantastic at National EMS Institute. Thank you.